Hello there guys, Bilbo10000 here, bringing you a Nintendo Direct predictions video, because tomorrow, on the 13th of the 2nd, 2019, we are getting our next Nintendo Direct. Y'all have been waiting. We were seeing if there was going to be one in January, turns out it's not in January, turns out coming in February, and I'm excited. It's going to be starting at 11 PM my time, so I'm going to be live streaming my reaction over on Twitch, so if you guys are interested in that and you want to come hang out with me when the Nintendo Direct happens, then you can check the Twitch link in the description below. And before we get into today's video, I have actually done a predictions video with Gaming Hayden, which was really exciting. This is one of my first collaborations for my channel, and I'm going to talk about some similar stuff that I talked about there here, so if you want to watch that video, link will be down below when it goes up on his channel. And I want to thank him once again for having me. That was really cool, really kind, and I really enjoyed it. But it is time for me to do my personal, private predictions video. And it's time to discuss. Now, first things first, I'm going to get the big thing out of the way. Here is the tweet. An all-new Nintendo Direct is almost here. Tune in at your time of choice on Wednesday, 13th the 2nd for roughly 35 minutes of information on upcoming hashtag Nintendo Switch titles, including new details on hashtag Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Now, very exciting. No Nintendo 3DS. The 3DS is officially deaded. We are not going to see anything for the 3DS, meaning all the titles we are going to see in this Direct are for the Switch. I think that is basically a death knell for the 3DS. I think we don't need to expect any more 3DS games, which is tragic, of course. I'm sorry, 3DS, we will miss you. But at the same time, it is good that everyone is moving on to the Switch. It means that our favorite 3DS franchises could move on to the Switch, and I think that's what I'm going to start off this predictions video with. There are a lot of 3DS franchises that have been making their way over to the Switch. Fire Emblem, Pokemon, Animal Crossing, of course we're going to talk about later on. But I'm going to talk about one specific franchise that I really want to see make a return on the Switch. And I'm going to start with some of my oddball crazy predictions. These are the ones that I don't think are necessarily going to happen tomorrow, if ever, but that I really want to see happen. And first things first, Golden Sun 4 or a Golden Sun remake of 1 and 2. I want these games so badly to get the recognition they deserve. I really want to see Golden Sun make a return in some fashion, and if we could see a Golden Sun game on the Switch, be it a remake or a new title in the series, that would be bloody amazing. We had trademark renewals last year that got everyone excited, and it would be nice to see that our excitement was founded and that we actually are going to be getting something new for a franchise that I hold near and dear to my heart. However, it's not the game I want the most on Switch, because I want a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game for the Switch, damn it. In fact, I want to see some new Pokemon spin-offs for the Switch, because the Nintendo DS and 3DS was a hotbed for old Pokemon spin-offs like Pokemon Ranger, Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Pinball, I think was even on there at one point. There were a lot of different Pokemon spin-off games for the Nintendo DS and 3DS, and it would be nice to know that those franchises haven't died with that console and instead are moving to the Switch. Specifically for me, Mystery Dungeon has always been my favorite franchise that is not a spin-off, that is a spin-off of Pokemon. They are my favorite games of all time. And I just want to see a new Mystery Dungeon game on the Switch because I love the gameplay and there are so many Pokemon now, it would be so exciting. Hopefully they can make the story just as good as it was in Sky without ripping it off like Super Mystery Dungeon tried to do. And it would be pretty exciting. So those are my crazy, oddball picks for things that I really want to see have happen. Now then, let's get into what I think we could be seeing. Keeping in mind, I'm going to make a lot of predictions here, and no doubt, given we only have 35 minutes of Direct, not all of these predictions are going to happen, but I'm going to make them anyway because chances are these predictions could happen now, or at the E3 Direct that we're probably going to be getting next. So, first things first, I think we are going to get a new 2D Zelda game announced for the Nintendo Switch. The 3DS is dead, but 2D Zelda has always kind of come along a lot of the time, a few years after the last console release. It's been 2 years since Breath of the Wild. I think it's about time that we can showcase a new Zelda game, maybe a 2D one, just to kind of get us going. The question is it going to be a Link to the Past style, where it's going to be Link traveling across a vast land, slaying enemies, going through dungeons, or is it going to be more like Four Swords / Triforce Heroes? Personally, I would like it to be the former, because that way I don't have to rely on anyone else and I can play the game solo, which is what I really like with my Zelda games. And I'm going to make not a prediction, but there were rumors of this going around at one point. I really want it to be a Link's Awakening remake, because that would just make me scream. For those of you that don't know, Link's Awakening is my second favorite Zelda game of all time, possibly third favorite if Breath of the Wild has anything to say about it. I still haven't decided. But Link's Awakening is my favorite 2D Zelda game, and seeing it remade in, like, upscaled graphics would be, without a doubt, one of the best things in the universe. The question is, will it happen? I don't know. I don't think Link's Awakening could come back, but I do think we are going to be getting some form of Zelda representation, and it's either going to be revealed next Direct or E3. Next, I think we are going to get a few Wii U ports. I think we might get Super Mario Maker ported. I would like to see Mirage Tokyo Sessions get a port, because that is a game that I really wanted to play, but I really don't want to put my Wii U in. I don't want to plug it in. I want to play it on the Switch, damn it. It would be so much fun on the Switch. Pikmin 3 as well, I would like to see get a port, and Super Mario 3D World. I've already mentioned in my Captain Toad Treasure Tracker So I Just Finished video, which you can find in the top right corner, how much I really wanted to see 3D World in on the Switch, because they really updated the graphics for Captain Toad, and that uses the same assets. So it just makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense, and I would love to see this be the case. Pikmin 3 I would really like to play, because I haven't played the Pikmin franchise. I would like maybe a re-release of 1, 2, and 3, maybe in a bundle, and that would be really fun. That way I could get to grips with Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 before Pikmin 4 eventually comes out in a few years, hopefully, if that still exists, who knows. And, of course, I really want Tokyo Mirage Sessions, because it is a Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem game, and I love Fire Emblem. I love Persona. Don't know if I haven't really tried Shin Megami Tensei out, but I know that I liked the look of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I just never bought it. So I would like to potentially get the chance to play it on the Switch, because then I can take Fire Emblem on the Switch wherever I go, because of that one cutscene where they start singing to the Fire Emblem theme. That's all I want. That is all I want. So, third-party games. Are we expecting any? Spyro Reignited Trilogy has been rumored heavily by leaks and accidents, and most recently there was a retailer that I think said that it was coming out in September, and I would like to see Spyro Reignited on the Switch. I think that would be a really good spot for it, because a lot of people like the Crash on Switch, and Spyro on Switch would also be really fun. I just hope that if it does come to Switch, they can iron out the bugs that were in Year of the Dragon and Ripto's Rage, because those games didn't get enough attention compared to Spyro 1, especially Year of the Dragon, which is my favorite game in the franchise, so I was very disappointed to see that there were problems there. And I just really, really, really want... I just really want it to be good. I want it to be good if they're gonna bring it. I just want it to be good so it can be worth the repurchase, because I will probably rebuy it if it looks good. And secondly, my second third-party game that I feel is gonna be coming to the Switch, Persona 5R. Persona 5R, everyone is expecting to be, not necessarily a remake, but you know how Persona games, they always bring out like a enhanced version, like, you know, there's Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 had the same thing. I think Persona 5 is going to get its enhanced version released to the Switch. Persona 5 ran on the PS3, so we know that it can run on the Switch, because the Switch is stronger than the PS3. And I think it would be really cool if we could get Persona on the Switch. I'm playing through the game myself on Twitch on the PS4, and I think it would be really cool if I could play through that and then find out Persona 5R is coming to the Switch, and then I could play the Switch version on my own time and see what all the differences are, because these Persona games are games that you can play multiple times, and you can definitely start up again after you've finished. So I definitely want to see if Persona 5R is going to be this enhanced version of the game, and I want to see what new stuff could entice me to repurchase this game on the Switch, because it's a really damn good game, and I would love to see some of that. Speaking of Persona, Joker for the DLC of Smash Brothers. Are we going to see gameplay of him? I think we are. I don't think we're going to get a release date for February. I think Joker's release date will be either March or April, because I still think the character might need a little bit of fine-tuning before he's ready to be released. But I do think we will see gameplay, we will hear music, we will see a stage. I'm gonna guess the stage is gonna be based on Mementos, probably one of the train platforms. It's just one of the areas in Persona that I think works the best, because I mean, it's either that or setting it up in LeBlanc, and I don't think that's going to work very well. With Sojiro as a hazard, that would be great. But I think it will be set up in Mementos, and I think there will be trains as hazards, and I think it's going to be a really, really, really good stage. I also think Joker is going to have some really good gameplay. I think he's going to obviously incorporate the wildcard persona, in that Arsene will still be his main persona, but he will use various different early game personas as well. Hopefully not Mara, because I don't think Nintendo would accept Mara on their platform. However, I don't think we are going to get anything on our second Challenger update. I don't know if maybe it's too soon, but I'm not actually expecting another Smash character to be revealed. I feel like they might hold it for E3. However, if they do reveal another Smash character, my guesses are it's going to be the Square Enix character that's been rumored, and thus it is probably going to be Erdrick, but I really want it to be Sora. I think it's going to be Erdrick, though. I think it makes sense. Dragon Quest is like the most highly speculated series that could get a newcomer at the moment, and you know, if it happens, it happens. It will be interesting, and with that will probably come some form of Dragon Quest game on the Switch. I'm not too knowledgeable on that, so I'm not going to make any judgments on like what games could be coming, but I do think we're either going to see Sora or Erdrick if there is a Challenger Pack 2 announcement tomorrow. So aside from Smash Brothers, 'cause I'm going to move away from Smash now, I think that's all we need to talk about for Smash. I want to go into obviously the big games. I think we're going to see some Pokemon stuff. However, Pokemon is known for revealing its games and everything about it at a different time to Nintendo Directs. The thing is though, for me at least, I feel like the Pokemon Company and Nintendo might have come to a consensus that specifically for this game, for Generation 8, because we know it's Generation 8, we know that it's going to be this new crazy mainline Pokemon game, they have to have come to a consensus that Nintendo gets to decide how this one is marketed, because it is such an important game for the Nintendo Switch. This is a big game, people want it, and people will want to see it in a Direct. It would produce more hype than if the Pokemon Company just started posting about it on their Twitter randomly, or they made a random stream about it. So I would like to see, 1, what is this new generation going to be? 2, do we get a look at the region? 3, starter Pokemon? 4, legendary? 5, what does your main character look like? And of course, I want a return of traditional Pokemon. I like Let's Go. I haven't played it, but I like it. Like, I know I'm gonna like it. But I would like to see traditional Pokemon return, because that is what I grew up with, that is my favorite style of Pokemon, and I really enjoy that. And then we can have the Mystery Dungeon game pinned on as well, that would be great. But yeah, I think Pokemon will either get focused in this Direct, or if it doesn't get focused in this Direct, I think it will be one of Nintendo's big E3 games, because for the past 3 years, Nintendo has been using E3 to market specific games. 2017 was Breath of the Wild, 2018 was Mario Odyssey, 2019 was Super Smash Brothers. Wait, no. 2016 was Breath of the Wild, 2017 was Mario Odyssey, 2018 was Super Smash Bros., 2019, I feel like if you're going to pick between Pokemon, Animal Crossing, or maybe Fire Emblem Three Houses, I feel like Pokemon is the biggest, because it's the biggest media franchise of all time. So I think Pokemon will be focused on there, despite the fact that Pokemon Company normally do their own thing when it comes to Pokemon reveals. Although, I do expect we are also going to get a release date, and it's going to be Pokemon Day. It's gonna be the 3rd Friday of November, or it's gonna be towards the end of November. As usual, every single time a Pokemon game releases around that time, and that is definitely going to be a thing. I think we're going to get more information on the Final Fantasy ports that are coming to the Switch. We got information on those in our last Direct, but we haven't seen anything else like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, 10-2, 12 I think was one of the ones announced as well. I think we're going to get information on that. I think we're going to get release dates, and that I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of just blow through that, because it's not necessarily as important as some of the other content that could be shown off. Obviously, the tweet says, Fire Emblem Three Houses. We're going to get some Fire Emblem Three Houses information. I expect we're going to find out more about our main characters. We're going to maybe understand the story a bit better. We're going to see gameplay changes. I want to understand what's with the gameplay where you can now run around with an actual army around you, as opposed to just you kind of floating on your own. Then again, I also remember that, Fire Emblem Fates had a similar thing where you would have like little soldiers kind of appearing on the battlefield as well when you got into fights, which was always fun and interesting. However, the way that Fire Emblem Three Houses showcased their battles, it kind of reminded me more of Advance Wars in a way, and I'm really interested to see how this goes. I want to see what the major gimmick for Fire Emblem Three Houses is, and I want to see if it's going to take the 3DS route and be more about waifus, or if it's going to take the pre-3DS route and go more for the story and the gameplay and the excitement, like from Fire Emblem 7 onwards. That's what I want. I would like a game where we can really get into the story, get into the characters, and it's not all about who this person loves this person and I'm gonna ship them. Because look, I like shipping as much as the next person, but for Fire Emblem, I kind of want to focus on like the strategy, because that's what I really enjoy. And I'm hoping that they have the toggle for permadeath on and off as well, because that is one of those things that people get really complainy about. And I'm also hoping that none of the features from Shadows of Valencia make a return. Okay, alright, let's continue. So, obviously Edelgard's going to be our next Smash Bros. DLC. I'm kidding. Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, I think, is going to get some information tomorrow, because I think Animal Crossing is either going to be an October game or it's going to be an August-September game. I don't think it's going to be a holiday game, but at the same time, I feel like this is a game that if they could get it out sooner, or at least maybe in the summer, I think it would work better, because this is a game that people will want to sit down and play, and in the summer, you're going to have a lot of young teenagers who are off school who can finally like play games for a while, and they could just sit down all summer and play Animal Crossing. Can you imagine how relaxing that would be? And obviously Animal Crossing is going to sell massively. It is going to sell majorly because it is the best branded name aside from Mario when it comes to casual consumers and the Switch. Like, this is a game for casual gamers, for people who just want to relax and play a game and look after their town. This is the game for them, and I want to see Animal Crossing. I want to see what it's going to be about, because I don't have much experience with the series, but I want this to be my gateway. I want to see some Animal Crossing. I want to see some information. I want to see... Is Isabelle and Tom not going to be there? Is there going to be amiibo functionality? Is it actually Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival Part 2? Who knows? Is it just a port of Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival? It could be. But I do hope there's some amiibo functionality with these specific games with Animal Crossing, because I would like the Animal Crossing amiibo to actually have a use outside of Amiibo Festival, which would be very nice and would be a nice kind of way of apologizing to all the people who bought those amiibo back in the day for Amiibo Festival, you know. So aside from that, and moving on from Animal Crossing, I would really like to see a Metroid Prime trilogy get released on the Switch, and it's been shown up in a rumor along with, I think, Super Mario Maker 2, which I'm a little less likely on, but it would be nice to see that as well. However, I would really like to see a Metroid Prime trilogy release on the Switch. The reason for this is that Metroid Prime 4 has just been, once again, delayed, like indefinitely pretty much, because the project had to be scrapped. Retro is now on board, and that means Retro's game is probably going to be coming, but we'll get into that in a bit. So Metroid is a franchise that people wanted this year, but because they had to scrap Metroid Prime 4 for whatever reason, why not release the trilogy that makes up Metroid Prime 4 now to tide people over until 2021 or 2022 when we actually will see Metroid on the Switch? I think it makes so much sense, and I think it is a game trilogy that people really want to sink their teeth into. I know a lot of people who haven't played all these games, myself included, and we would like to play them, so release them now, because the last game, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, was a Wii game, and most people don't really want to dig out their Wii. Like, they wanna be able to purchase new games, and they want to be able to have these games on modern consoles, and I'd like them to update the graphics a bit if they could. That would be pretty nice as well, because the color palettes of the Metroid Prime games are like a lot of blues, a lot of dark, and it would just be nice to kind of have that update so that it doesn't feel too muddied out. So I obviously mentioned that Retro is obviously working with Metroid Prime 4, which means that their game that they apparently have been working on for so many years that everyone has been speculating about, that people think is Star Fox Grand Prix, I think that one is going to be revealed. And if it is Star Fox Grand Prix, makes sense. Star Fox hasn't been shown yet on the Switch. We haven't got a Star Fox game on the Switch, so it would make sense to have that, because Star Fox has had a really, really rough few years. I mean, they had Star Fox Zero, where Miyamoto decided to make the controls as complicated as possible, step away from the franchise, Miyamoto. They then appeared in Starlink Battle for Atlas, and while the Star Fox missions were fun-ish, like, the game itself was kind of bleh, so it didn't really help them out too much. And if Star Fox Grand Prix is how they revive the series, if they somehow make a Star Fox, like, racing game great, I'm on board. Like, I am on board. Maybe make it like Crash Team Racing, where you have an overworld you can explore in your car, and you can find secrets and stuff, and that would be great. That would be amazing. I would love that. I really want to see that happen. That would be great, and I'm hoping that Retro's game does get revealed, because if it doesn't, then it could imply that it was scrapped because they're on Metroid Prime 4, and that's a little bit concerning. So, aside from this, I want to go and talk about Platinum Games, because they apparently have been working on Bayonetta 3 for a while, and we have not seen anything for Bayonetta 3, and I want to see what Bayonetta 3 is going to be like, because I haven't played Bayonetta 2 yet. I've played Bayonetta 1, I want to play Bayonetta 2 when I get the chance, but Bayonetta is a great character, and I want to see if Bayonetta 3 is going to be coming out. What are the graphics going to look like? What is the story going to be? What is the gameplay going to be? What is the new absolute classic song that is going to be made the main theme that has to include the words moon in it? Because, I mean, one of them was Moon River and the other one was Fly Me to the Moon, and it's just like, what's next? I want to know. That's the most important thing in the universe. What is next? And Bayonetta 3 is a game that I'm just really excited for and I really want to see. On top of that, Platinum Games apparently have more Switch games in development that nobody knows about, and that is pretty exciting. I don't know what they're gonna be, I wouldn't really know where to speculate, but I'm hoping that whatever they are, they're good, and they might get released, because there are gonna be a lot of games tomorrow that I don't think we've seen before that we're going to see. Or maybe they'll save some of them for E3, but I do think we're gonna get some interesting information regarding this, and that's exciting for me. That's very exciting, because we can obviously speculate about all these games we do know about, but what about the games we don't know about, you know? I mean, Emily Rogers recently had a leak where she was talking about how there are a whole bunch of unannounced games for the Nintendo Switch that haven't been released. That being said, not all of them are going to be like AAA massive titles, some of them are going to be really small titles as well, but it's exciting just knowing there are new games coming to the Switch, because that's what we're all excited for. How could I forget Yoshi's Crafted World? This is literally a game that is coming out next month, and I want to see more of this game. I want to know, what is this game about? What are we going to see in this game? Like, what is the main story? What are the mechanics? Have we learned everything about this game yet? Is there more to it? I just want to know more about Crafted World, because I want to play it, definitely want to play it, but I don't know if we have seen everything about it or not, and that's a little bit concerning. Other games that I really want to see, obviously, Luigi's Mansion 3, we're going to see it. I want a name. I want to know if it's going to be set in one location or multiple locations, and if it is set in one hotel, I want the hotel to be able to wrap around itself, kind of like a Metroidvania, where you are constantly going through areas you've been to, but you're unlocking new locations, instead of like, okay, you've cleared this hotel, now go to this one, and now go to this one, and now go, and because that, Dark Moon, no, don't go back to that, nobody liked that, come on, don't do that. And of course, the big one, the big kahuna. The biggest kahuna. There was a leak recently that suggested that SNES games are coming to the Nintendo Switch, and that would be coming through the online system. There were like 20 games that were data mined with descriptions, so I imagine they are going to announce SNES games tomorrow. I am basically hoping that they can fix their online systems, because Nintendo's online is not great, and I despise the way that they drip feed these games towards us, and I just want them to give us the games straight off the bat. Like, stop with the drip feeding, just give us the games we want, give us the consoles we want, give us the connections we want, damn it, give us some good servers, and then and stop making everything peer-to-peer, and then maybe everything will be better, because like other companies do that, and I'm happy to pay a bit more money if it means we're going to get a stable connection, and we're going to get decent games, and we're going to get the equivalent of our virtual console back. I will pay that. I also want some new special discounts and stuff on the Nintendo membership offers thing, because there's like been nothing for that except those NES controllers that were just really wonky and didn't look good plugged into your Switch. Alright, so is there anything else I want to discuss? I'm trying to think right now, give me a moment and I'll get back to y'all. Right, DLC. Are we going to see any more DLC for any games that we have seen? Because Splatoon 2, the DLC was meant to be over last year, and then they released new DLC just recently, so could we see some more Splatoon 2 stuff? I don't think so, but it's worth thinking about. Personally, Mario Kart. I want to see some DLC for Mario Kart, or I want them to just announce that there's a new Mario Kart, except it's not Mario Kart 10, or Mario Kart 9, or whatever the hell it is at the moment. I think it's Mario Kart 9 it's coming up to. I would just like to see Super Smash Bros. Kart, personally. That's something I have been peddling for a long time. Mario Kart, for me, is becoming stale. It is not like the gameplay is bad. The gameplay is great, but I feel like the locations and the ideas and the items, it's like, it gets to, and the roster as well, it gets to a point where it's like, why can't we just make it Nintendo All-Stars go Mario Karting instead of Mario characters? Because there are so many filler characters in the roster for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's bloody ridiculous. We've got Link and the Animal Crossing guys in, why not just make Smash Brothers Mario Kart? We can have Ridley driving a space cart while throwing a blue shell at Samus. We can have Mega Man and Pac-Man driving around on Waluigi Pinball. We could have Joker from Persona 5 driving around a motorcycle while sniping Isabelle from Animal Crossing, while Pikachu from Pokemon is taking out Jigglypuff. Like, wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't Smash Kart be so damn good? They need to do this, Nintendo. Come to me, I will sell you the rights that you already own, it's fine. But yeah, that is about it. So, aside from that, there is nothing else except wondering how much of that is actually going to happen. There's only 35 minutes, and no doubt Fire Emblem Three Houses is going to get a good 5-10 minutes of information, and they do like to spend a lot of time on certain games, so it does make me wonder, how much are we actually going to get? And we will be finding out tomorrow. So thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, check out my discussion with Hayden if you want to see me discuss other stuff regarding the Nintendo Direct and you want to hear his thoughts. And, of course, if you want to watch me react to the Nintendo Direct, I will be streaming it tomorrow on Twitch. You can check my events tab on my Twitch page to see when I am streaming in your time. And the reaction will be going up here on YouTube anyway, so just keep an eye out for that. Thank you for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.